Navid Central. What's up, guys? It's your boy Navid Central back with another mukbang, and it's the first video of 2022. How crazy is this? Happy New Year! And guys, I'm super excited to make this video because a lot of you, right? Let me repeat that. A lot of you may know and may be aware, some of you might not be, that I actually got attacked a few weeks ago. This is why I haven't been posting on YouTube and Instagram as much, but I got attacked, and in this video I'm going to speak about what happened. Look, there's been many speculations or assumptions and people trying to make up their own stories as to how and why I got attacked. So I thought, you know what, let me make this video to put it out there and share the story as to exactly why it happened. And it kind of makes me laugh because when I read some of the comments that people have wrote on like TikTok or on Instagram videos as to why they believe it happened, I'm like, is this what people really think? Like, it's stupid. There's some stupid assumptions or stories, and it just makes me laugh. But at the same time, I thought, you know what, let me make this video to rectify everything and, let you guys know what's happened. Because I can imagine a lot of you are probably still confused and thinking, okay, what's happened? Why did it happen? Etc. And this is why I'm making this video. So in this video today, I've got Parmesan chicken. As you can see, guys, we've got Parmesan chicken and some steak chips and some hot sauce, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm super excited. Before I begin, I'm just going to have 2-3 bites of this delicious looking food. I'm excited. Haven't had Parmesan cheese for a long time. By the way, Parmesan cheese is one of my favorite dishes alongside steak. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's do this. One thing I forgot was to put the tissues on the table. Right, dumbest thing ever, and not put the tissues on the table. But I've got these silvery foily things, so I'll try to use them. Cannot believe I've got the tissues. Mad at it, but hopefully you guys have been having a good year, man, so far. Obviously, new year, new me, that's what everyone says. But literally, I do believe that you should actually make, make a conscious decision to better yourself this year. Last year, before I move on telling you exactly what happened with everything, I just want to speak about last year, was a year for me which was very great, mashallah. Apart from the attack, everything else was amazing, right? To recap, I collabed with some massive influencers. There's too many to name, and I don't want to start naming people and then I miss out on someone else. Does that make sense? But what happened is I collabed with people who I thought I'd never be able to collab with. I used to see them online, and then I'm sitting down with them. There's other people who I sat down with, who I had sat down with in the past as well, who have grown massively in the past year. I also, mashallah, got a feature in a short film that's going to be coming out later this year. I think next month maybe, with T1 Official. And it's just been mad, mashallah, man. Like, guys, I got the sponsorship from Doner Kebab as well for the mukbangs. It was mad. So I just want to say how grateful I am for everything, and I believe that being grateful is what helped me to do what I did, because I learned that, man. If you're grateful, you get more. By the way, if you're new to my mukbangs, obviously the whole point of mukbang is to eat, right? This is why you're seeing me eat. So I know some of you might be watching the video thinking, oh, who's wanted to find out what's happened, right? But that is the thing about mukbangs. Some people just watch the mukbang because they want to see you eat. We're going to give you that value, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I said I'm grateful. Last year, mashallah, was an amazing year. Apart from the attack. Even the attack, like, you know what? I'll speak about attack in a few moments, but sometimes in life, it's good to be in a situation where you can take a step back. For example, when people fail, they have an opportunity to take a step back and reflect on things. So, for example, when I was seeing certain comments or people making their assumptions or stories as to why it may have happened, right? That made me think. Crazy enough, made me think, oh, this is why people think I got attacked. This is why. And it made me analyze my whole social media brand as a whole. Like, yo, if people think I got attacked for these reasons, then maybe I would get attacked for that reason at some point. So this way, I've kind of learned as to what people might not like. So if it just didn't happen, I might have in the future been attacked because of them reasons. But I've had a chance to analyze and think, okay, hold up, people don't like this, people don't like this, people are thinking about this. And it's not about changing myself as a person, but just doing certain things differently and how I communicate with everyone as well. Like, you'll understand when it comes to me telling you the story as to what happened that, sometimes maybe I'm too nice. Do you know what I mean? Like, not that I'm not going to be a nice person, but what I mean is that maybe sometimes I'm just too approachable, and that shouldn't be the case, right? Especially when you're building a brand. And you'll understand exactly what I mean when I tell you the story, because you're going to think, yo, like, how could this happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't imagine it happening. But when you hear it, you're going to think, yo, hold up, it makes sense. It's something that you can foresee, but, so yeah, man, just been chilling recently. Had black eyes. But guys, remember this in life, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and that's the honest truth. Believe it or not, the big person you see me as now is not the same person I was as a kid. Do you know what I mean? Guys, I've been attacked many times in my life, and guys, the light just went off on the camera, so I'm just going to make sure that it's still on. Okay, so guys, the camera light just went off, so I had to go and check if it's still recording. It's still recording, mashallah, so don't worry, we're cool. Make that like I'll make it a little edit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like, as I was saying to you guys, I've been attacked many times in life, guys. Literally, I've been attacked many times in my life. Probably over 20 times, right? Like, rushed, ambushed, attacked, etc. It's happened to me. And it has made me stronger. Like, literally, guys, this is why I am such a confident person now, because I've taken a lot of beatings. It sounds crazy, isn't it? But I have martial law has made me a stronger person. Do you know what I mean? And it's not a good thing to get attacked, but I think it does make you stronger. Because when you go through it and you recover, you're like, yo, hold up, I feel stronger. Like, it's mad, it's crazy, right? So let me just start with the story now. We're going to start with the story and you're going to hear. So get your popcorn ready. And hear me out. By the way, hopefully you're liking the beard. I got getting the beard a bit bigger now. You know what I'm saying? That with a little thing I thought I'd do. It's a bit different, isn't it? Because usually I used to have that little trim thing. But it's mad. I didn't think a beard would suit me, to be honest with you. But mashallah, I've received quite a few compliments from it. But some people think that I just ain't had a haircut. It's mad, isn't it? Like, the ones you divide this up and look at this and think, oh, he's probably ain't had a haircut or something. It's mad. But they don't realize it's just style. Okay, story time. Let's do this. Let's do this. One more bite before I start the story. You're like, damn, why didn't you tell us a story? Right? So, I have a drink. Don't worry, no more suspense. I gave you 10 minutes of suspense. It's time now. Serious moment. Popcorn ready? You got your food ready? We're ready. Okay? So what happened on the day, to cut a long story short, I'm not going to make this too long, right? Is that I went to Leeds in the morning, right? I had to go there for a business proposal that I had. Someone had told me that they've got an opportunity or an idea. I went to look at it. It was a product, and I realized it just weren't me. I realized that is not me. Does that make sense? So I left at like 6 in the morning. I was there like for many hours, trying to analyze the products, etc. Trying to think, okay, is this me? Can I do this? Can I shift this product? Can I not? Would my followers like it? Would anyone like it? Right? And although it was okay, it weren't something that I thought was sick. Does that make sense? Like, if I want to give you guys something, if I wanted to provide you guys with a product, I want to make sure that product's sick. I'm not going to give you some random thing just because you're following me, right? Because you're not, even if you do buy it, you're not going to like the product, or you're not going to like me as well. You're going to think he's just giving us something which isn't even that good. Does that make sense? So that's what I thought. It's a complete no-go. But anyway, alhamdulillah, still had an opportunity there, etc. So to cut a long story short, as I said, I'm not going to make this too long. I was, in Leeds for a few hours, came back in the evening to Birmingham, right? So as I got back on the coach, etc., got back, it must have been about 7 o'clock. So it must have been around about 7, 8 o'clock. By 7ish, sorry, yeah? It must have been like 7ish. And what happens is, I'm walking down the road. So it's around 7 o'clock, I'm walking down the road, and I hear Naveed Central, right? It's a group of guys, I can hear them. And then I've looked over the road, and I see a group of guys, right? It must have been about 8, 9, 10 of them, etc. And I've looked, and I've thought, yeah, okay, they're showing a bit of love. So what I've done is, I've gone over to them. So when I've gone over to them, they are showing me a bit of love, but they seem a little bit drunk. Right, yeah? I'm not going to say what nationality they were, but they seem a little bit drunk. But at the same time, I didn't mind. I've met a lot of drunk people before. So I was like, cool. So they're like, yeah, Naveed Central. So they're showing a bit of love. And then some of them are recording, etc. And then one guy goes, yes, Naveed. The moment he says that, one of his mates who was stood there turns round and says, F Naveed, right? I don't want to say the word, but F Naveed. And as I've looked now, I've gone, yo, were you swearing at? Like, were you swearing at me before? Do you know what I mean? And he's going, what do you mean? I go, yo, don't try and swear at me. So in my head, I'm stupid enough that I've turned around and I've not retaliated, but I've turned around and said, who are you swearing at? You know what I mean? Don't swear at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've reacted. Really, I shouldn't have reacted. What I should have done is walked off. But maybe I let the ego get the better of me, right? And I've turned around and said, who are you swearing at, etc. He goes, what do you mean, etc. We've exchanged a few words. Next thing I know, guys, right, I get Judased. Right, from the side. When I say Judas, I mean Judas as in, God, itching, I think, man. Okay, cool. Guys, when I get Judas, I mean that I get punched out the blue, right, yeah? So when I get punched out the blue, obviously I'm a bit dazed. So what happens is I've tried to move my head a bit. Guys, I still remember one guy's come in front of me, and I've still, even though I'm a bit dazed, I've still tried chucking 1 or 2 punches, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm dazed. Next thing you know, guys, I'm getting attacked. I'm shouting yo, 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 etc. And then that was it. Like, literally, I was just in a position where I was helpless. Like, everyone they'd gone off. It's imagine all the screaming and then it's gone silent, right? Yeah, and I'm like, midway between reality and concussion. Does that make sense? And I'm like, yo. And then a couple came and they helped me, like they phoned the ambulance, etc. And I actually, was in a position where I never even had my phone. Does that make sense, right? My phone was lost at the scene. But guys, why am I trying to tell you all this, and why am I saying to you that it was my fault in a sense by retaliating? Because I should have walked off. When this happened and the guys swore, I should have thought in my head, it's a big group of guys, I should have walked off. Why have I stayed here for? Does that make sense, right? And I stayed there and I retaliating in the sense that I spoke back. I shouldn't have spoke back, right? I should have been like, cool, you're right, whatever, yeah, you can swear, and just walked off. But I didn't. Secondly, you can't control being Judas. If you've ever been, for those people who are saying, oh, who are making videos online saying, oh, because I've seen these memes and stuff where people have posted videos of me on a punching bag or something or training, and then they show me with the black eyes, right? And saying, oh, this guy was meant to be a trained guy or something. Guys, I've never ever said I'm the hardest guy in the world. But what I can tell you right now is, if you've ever been hit from an unexpected person, right? When it's unexpected, right? Number one, that is gonna daze you a bit. Does that make sense, right? Secondly, if you get attacked on top of that, I reckon majority of people, even professional MMA fighters, the boxers, will not be able to handle that. Does that make sense, right? And this was it. It happened to me, and it's an experience. And may Allah, help them people as well. To become better people. I don't know what the reasons was. I don't know why maybe the guy didn't like me because he might not like something that I do, etc. But it was weird because a lot of the group did support me, but because there was one of them who swore, obviously he's their mate. Does that make sense? So because he's their mate, obviously they're gonna take his side. They're not gonna take my side, and I think that's what it is. Some people are like, oh, I've heard many stories as to why it could have happened, etc. And I'm like, people that said to me, oh, why did it happen, etc. And I go, look, people do this. If you're in a group of mates and that, and especially if they were pissed, man, you know what I mean? But even if they weren't pissed, group of mates, they see a guy doing a bit of social media, they think he's a bit of a character, they call him over, trying to terrorize him. That's what, oh, maybe some of them show him love. One of them swears. If he turns around and says, yo, who you swearing at, etc., and then it turns into a thing, whose side are they going to take? They're going to take my side. They take the mate side. Does that make sense, right? And that's exactly what happened. And it was an unfortunate situation to be in. But that is the story right about now, So what can I say? It was it's been a crazy time. Um, you know, a bit more wide. So it feels weird telling you the story because I've had to tell this story so many times that people have asked me, like, people you see, and they've asked me the story so many times, and now I'm finally telling you the story on the camera like this. Actually, I have mentioned on camera before with my boy Rocky, when I went into as much depth as I went into now. So, a lot of people have been asking me whenever you go, oh, what happened, etc. And, it's kind of, as I said, made me laugh, but kind of annoyed me that people out there making their own assumptions. Like, it could have been this, it could have been that, blah, blah. If you know who it is, then let me know who it is. Because like, some people have made this assumption that I know who it is. Like, personally, etc. Like it was, don't get me wrong, I've seen their faces and I remember their faces. But at the same time, before that moment, it's one of them ones, isn't it? Like, and I couldn't have imagined this situation to happen. So, if you've ever been attacked before, etc., or hit out the blue and then attacked, etc., you will understand this. And it's, for those people who are heckling and saying that, oh, yeah, blah, 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 this guy's been hit, ha, ha, ha. You need to really take a reality check on life and think, what if that happened to you? What if that happened to you? Like, it could happen to anyone, do you know what I mean? Like, anyone can be in a position where they're not expecting to get hit, and they get hit, and then they just get ambushed upon. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what can you do in that situation, right? And as I say, may Allah guide these people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, may Allah guide them to the straight path and make them reflect on what's happened. Do you know what I mean? Because I'll be real with you, like, okay, I do a lot of my things and I do stuff, but I don't see myself as a bad person. Do you know what I mean? I don't see myself as someone who goes out my way to cause trouble, etc. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, we all have, a little bit of crazy scandals and crazy shit that happens in our life, but I'm not the kind of person that goes out my way to, deliberately cause fights. Like, obviously, I know social media people, they'll fight in the ring or etc., right? But trying to promote a fight in the ring is a little bit different, because if someone's promoting a fight for the ring, maybe then they can call out people and that, etc. And you might see me do that at some point, right? Where I'm calling out someone, but at the same time, that's something different. But in terms of in life, we want to share the peace and love and positive vibes. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a shame this happened. But as I'm saying to you, right, that was a story. And if I cut the story even simpler, just for a snippet on Instagram, this is exactly what happened, right? I've come back to Birmingham. It's about 7, 8 o'clock. Walking down the road. Sorry. So I've come back to Birmingham. It's around 7, 8 o'clock. I'm walking down the road and a group of lads have called me over. So when they've called me over, I've gone over. They seemed a little bit drunk. There are about 8, 9 or 10 of them. Seemed a little bit drunk. And what happens is, some of them are showing love. Some of them aren't showing love, right? Yeah, like actually no one was not showing love. Just one of them swore, right? So when he swore, I've turned around and I've questioned why he's sworn. And it's like, what do you mean, etc. And then we've exchanged a few words, and then I've just been hit randomly, right, when I weren't expecting it, and then I've been attacked. Does that make sense? And that is exactly what has happened to lead to me having black eyes, right, and being injured. But I don't feel like it makes me any less of a person, right? And it shouldn't make you less of a person if you've been attacked. If anyone's coward enough to even attack you without you knowing, and then that you get ambushed, I don't see any thing to be proud of. Like, I'll be real with you, like, I'd say may Allah guide the people who are involved, because they probably just found it funny. Or they might have found it funny, like, we hit this guy. I'd say, look, it weren't a plan. They weren't planning to hit me. I know that, right? It weren't a plan to attack this guy. Let's attack him, etc. But what happened is, obviously, just the situation. When the situation happened, and in the moment, they've just realized that, maybe the devil probably got to him. And they've gone, let's hit him. And, it's a shame what happened. It's a shame. But what can we say? What can we do? What can we do? I should be eating this food. But I'm hoping that, the story has helped you, like, in terms of being aware. But, okay, before I close off, I'm going to say a few more things. A lot of people have commented on certain platforms that, this guy's going to quit now. This is the end of him. He's not going to be creating more content, etc. Guys, this is my promise to you. Inshallah, as long as I'm alive, I am going to continue producing content right now. I'm going to continue producing content, and we're going to produce more and more content, inshallah, this year. And this year is the year where I'm trying to help everyone to become successful. Like, I'm going to try and inspire all of you, right? And I'm trying to push it. Like, if you think last year was a year where you saw me do things that were incredible, mashallah, this year is inshallah going to build on that, and it's going to be even bigger. What I said, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And this is what you have to realize. A person like me is someone who's been through a lot of hardships in life. You'd be surprised how many situations I've been in which haven't brought me down. If I was someone who's going to give up, I would have given up ages ago, right? Don't get me wrong, I felt like giving up on many occasions, but I've realized you can't give up. Why am I going to give up? This is something I've worked so hard for, right? And I'm not going to give up on this journey. And that's what you've got to be like. Whatever situation you're in right now, no matter how helpless you feel, you have to think in your head, I'm not going to give up on life. I'm not going to give up on myself. And I'm going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And when situations like this happen, whether it happens physically or mentally, if you mentally get attacked, right? They'll try and verbally abuse you. Not even these situations, not when you get attacked, just randomly, you're in a situation where it's a failure or it's a drawback. Take the situation, reflect, look at everything and analyze everything. Think, okay, hold up. Okay, what can I do better next? What can I do better, etc. And if you're in a situation like myself, and then people are commenting on the assumptions as to why it could have happened, God, there's just crazy assumptions out there that make me laugh, right? That why are people assuming the stupidest things on earth, right? And it's like, it makes me think, they're thinking this, so I've got to think about my brand. Like, maybe certain people are happy that this has happened. Some people probably are happy that this has happened. may Allah guide them all, you know what I'm saying? But it's true, innit? Like, but there are people, and there are people I know that who are happy that I got attacked, but I don't know how happy they'll be because I'm still going to continue, inshallah, you know what I mean? And I think that's what happens when people get attacked. The camera ended up cutting off again. I don't know why this is happening here, but basically, make sure you like the video, comment on the video, share the video. Naveed Central, I appreciate you all watching. Have an amazing new year and prosper in life. Naveed Central.